sports.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
Whatever you want.
yeah. We'll
Multi-dynamic sports, different type of sports, podcasts, crew.
Yeah, we just kind of do everything. So, NFL free agency at
It's
the
been
start.
good.
It started like at the very beginning. It looked like it was just gonna be an okay free agency, and then before it even started, you had like 2 huge trades. You had Aaron Rodgers signing one of the worst contracts in sports history, and it's been insane. So then let's start with Aaron Rodgers. So he ended up signing 3 years for $150 million after he said, "Oh no, 4 years and $200 million. No, that's not true."
Yeah.
And then he still signed for $50 million
It's
a
like
year.
the same exact contract, just take a year down. He was like, I'm not playing till I'm 42, I'm playing till I'm 41. And,
I don't get it. And then, I can't believe the Packers paid that. You make the Jordan Love pick look dumber. You lose money to sign everyone because, we'll talk about it in a bit, but Devontae Adams isn't there anymore, and the main reason is because they couldn't afford him, which is because of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, as of now, their best receiver is Alan Lazard?
Yeah.
Because Equanimeous St. Brown, I think, already left.
And
MVS is a free agent, and I doubt he's coming back.
Dude, Randall Cobb.
If Christian Kirk is worth, how much is he getting paid how many a year? Is like $14 million a year?
4 by 82.
If he's worth that, MVS is worth that or more. So, I have no idea. It's just, I think the Packers messed up. I don't get the the signing at all. You're not going to beat the 49ers. Let alone the Rams, but you're not even going to beat the 49ers. You couldn't beat them last year, and your team was supposed to be, the best it's ever been last year. So, I think it was a bad trade.
I'm going to sneak in really quick because I've just discovered a new Urban Meyer tragedy.
Oh, God.
Urban Meyer did not know many of the star players in the NFL and even asked who is the number 99 guy on the Rams. I hear he's supposed to be a problem for us. He did not know who Aaron Donald was. He didn't know he also did not know who Deebo Samuel was. He's an idiot. He's straight up an idiot. That is wild that he said that.
Yeah, reports saying he berated a player so bad that he cried. Unfamiliar with stars. Yeah, I see. Urban Meyer somehow is even worse than Bobby Petrino, which is almost impossible to do, but somehow he's done that. He is worse than a coach who only coached to Coach Vic and then just left in the middle of the night. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so now that we talked about Rodgers, let's talk about the other 2 trades that happened before free agency that were big. With the biggest one being one where I think the team that got the name player lost. Russell Wilson trade. Russell Wilson was traded along with, I believe it was a 5th or 4th round pick. Yeah, with a 4th to the Broncos. The Broncos gave Seattle Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris this year and next year's first round pick. 2 second-round picks, which this year's at 40th overall. And then a 2023 and 22 fifth-round selection to the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks overall won this trade, and here's my reasoning. When the Rams traded for Stafford, his value was about the same as Russ, fair to say, because Russ had a bad year and was injured last year.
Sure.
The Rams only got rid of, this, I think it was 2 firsts, Goff, and 2 seconds.
I think it was 3 firsts in Goff.
To me, the suffice to say is they didn't give up one of their best defensive linemen and their
tight
end for the quarterback. They basically gave up their quarterback and picks, which, because of that, I think the Seahawks won. Because, and another thing, the AFC West, once again, we'll talk about this later, the AFC West is
crazy.
Arguably the most stacked division in sports history, let alone football history.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if adding Russ to that team when you get rid of those guys and then not really sign anyone makes them that much better of a team. They're better, but the Raiders are better. The Chiefs are worse, but like the Chargers are better. So I think the Seahawks won because the only way it makes sense for the Broncos is if they win a Super Bowl. Like if they go to 4 straight AFC title games, it means nothing.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks, I mean, they can build around. I mean, think about it. They basically negate the terrible Jamal Adams trade.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of this trade for the Broncos has to do with, like, who was your poster boy for the Broncos before that trade?
Drew Lock.
Because it can't be Von Miller anymore. So are you really going to put Bradley Chubb, who's been hurt for, like, every single season on there? Like, I think he's cool. He went to state school, like, whatever.
Noah Fant.
Yeah, Noah Fant's cool.
Or like, one of their, like, receivers.
Yep. Like, Russell Wilson's a bit, like, they'll bring in more money with Russell Wilson. But, I mean, I just think before everything that's happened in the AFC West, this looked like an amazing trade that would have bolstered them, maybe up to second. I still think the Chiefs are going to win the division.
Actually, I think the Chiefs are the worst team in the division.
I think they've had the worst offseason out of any team. And if they don't bring back Tyrann Mathieu,
they're not going to. Remember, they didn't even offer anything to him. They're letting him walk.
They're crazy.
They let Travaris Ward go. I mean, they've added, like, Juju. Like, congrats. You added a receiver who,
forgot they had him.
Was called trash by Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown looks like a genius. So, I mean,
I feel like
the Chiefs had the worst offseason, arguably, in the whole league.
Yeah.
And I think they have a legit case to be the worst team in the division now, especially with the moves that the other teams did. The Chargers are clearly better.
There's a legit case for every team to be the best team in the division.
True.
And every team to be the worst team in the division.
I agree with that. Except I think the Raiders, I think they're second or third. I don't really see an argument for them being the worst or the best.
Yeah, I don't.
Cause like,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because it's just kind of hard to look at them and be like, oh yeah, they're the worst team, but then you're like, but they got Devontae Adams with Derek Carr who played with him. You're like, man, they've got pretty good. And
that
it's like,
1-2
but
combo.
are they the best? But dude, their defense.
Who's better, Hunter Renfrow or Devontae Adams? And then
Hunter Renfrow's got the grit.
Yeah, he definitely got the grit.
And then, dude, that defense. I mean, you lose Ngakoue, and it's like, oh, that sucks. Oh, you just brought in Chandler Jones and Rocky Sin.
Yeah.
I mean, Chandler Jones with Max Crosby.
Yeah, but you're not hitting the edge at all.
But then again, their defensive backs are kind of suspect. They're just okay. So
well, they could draft a horrible one in the first round.
Well, I mean, they could draft a great one who just, halfway through the season has something come up and they can't play the rest of the year.
Goes to jail.
So, speaking of the AFC West...
They should put every player on house arrest and just, the house is the stadium.
Fair. The Raiders need that.
This is the stadium. This is house. We provide you what you need.
Your family, they can live here too, but...
That's it. Here. That's it. It's like, who... Was it Terrell Owens or Ocho Cinco that had the room in the stadium?
I could see it being either of them. Yeah. It was probably Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, I could see it being it.
So, in AFC West, the big move that happened before free agency was Khalil Mack got traded. The Chargers won this trade. They got Khalil Mack, and all they gave up were a second and a sixth. Supposedly, the reason is for cap space, but the Saints every year seem to go from having $100 million over the cap to having $20 million in cap space every year.
They did it again this year.
So, I don't see this as a move to clear cap. I see this as a move to say, man, we really messed up that trade because, they gave up so much. It made the Raiders look stupid. Now, in terms of value, the Raiders look smart, but they look stupid because of who they picked.
Yeah.
And the Bears are just like, what? You ended up getting what? You got 1 first-round victory. No, you didn't. You got 2 first-round exits with Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
That's all you did.
One of them...
The double doing.
Yeah.
And then one from the MVP, Mitch Trubisky. That's Khalil Mack's legacy there. He had the great first half against the Packers, was solid, and they lost in the first round. So I think the Chargers clearly won this trade. They didn't give up that much.
They gave up a 6th-round pick.
A 6th and a 2nd. That's it. It's like, I don't know. I think the Chargers clearly won that trade.
I mean, the Bears could have at least gotten a player.
They could have gotten, anything.
Anyone, yeah.
Dude, the Chargers are probably yeah, we'll take Khalil Mack for a 2nd and a 6th. And they just acted but it's a lot to give up. But, nah. I mean... I think it's great.
We could draft 2 Khalil Macks with a 2nd and a 6th.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are thinking, man. I don't know if that's a lot of money or a lot of picks for Khalil Mack. I mean, Yeah, if you're the new Chicago Bears GM, you're not looking too good right now. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So then before we talk about the free agents, even though this was more recent, I think we should talk about since the other big trade. Devontae Adams has been traded. He was franchise tagged, said he was going to pretty much pull a Le'Veon Bell, ended up getting traded, and then basically got paid a blank check. He is going to be making, $28.25 million a year for the Raiders over 5 years, the highest paid receiver in NFL history. The Packers got a first and second round pick in this year's draft.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders made a good decision. They have not shown that they can draft that well in the higher picks.
No.
And you get Devontae Adams, who did play with Derek Carr in college and has expressed interest in playing with Derek Carr in the pros before.
Yeah.
So I think overall, the Raiders, that's a huge deal. And then they also traded Yannick Ngakoue for Rocky Sin in a straight-up player-for-player deal to the Colts. And they signed Chandler Jones. So, it's like we were saying, the Raiders, their defense is going to be really good. Their offense is going to be really good. It's questioning whether their overall defensive backs are going to be good or if Josh Jacobs is going to, be a first-round pick running back instead of just an okay guy.
Yeah, Urban Meyer didn't know who Jamal Adams was either.
I don't know that he's the best in the nation.
Yeah.
Bro, he's the best.
I think that this really just shows that no team in that division, I guess other than the Chiefs, is gonna sit down.
Yeah, except the Chiefs.
The Chargers go make multiple big moves.
J.C. Jackson. They signed J.C. Jackson, who was ranked by CBS Sports as a third best free agent. They got him in a 5-year, $82.5 million deal.
Yeah.
And he has consistently been a top corner in the last 3 years.
And he forces turnovers. He gets interceptions.
And not the way that Trayvon Diggs does.
No, he plays defense too. And then Khalil Mack. So they added Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson to
They re-signed Mike Williams. Gave him a nice contract.
On a pretty, on paper.
A good pass defense, a really bad run defense.
Yeah, it's a good-looking defense on paper.
Yeah.
But, and then the Broncos with Russell Wilson, which everyone's saying, they get a quarterback, they're pretty much set. Yeah, no, they got a good roster. So they showed, we're not going to sit back. We want to win too. Let's go. We'll drop Carl Nassib. And
I would have thought they had done that with John Gruden on there.
Yeah, they waited till after.
Yeah, in honor of John Gruden.
For sure. And then they traded for Devontae Adams. I'm not even sure what came first. I think Chandler Jones came first.
Yeah, I think it was Jones and the Ngakoue trade, and then the day after, we just got Devontae Adams as well. Not a big deal.
Yeah, so they just showed listen, we might have the fourth best quarterback in the division.
So let me ask you
this:
is this the worst free agent move in the offseason? Patrick Mahomes getting married.
Yes, that is 100% the worst thing.
I've heard that the comments under that tweet about him getting married are just so bad, and it's fair. Dude.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, it's so great.
I pulled Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, and the joke, and this gets better. The jokes about Juju with Jackson Mahomes going to become the TikTok duo of the world. Dude, it's the Chiefs, their offseason. This is, for how great every team is trying to be in that division, and even other teams. Bro, the Bengals are going all out. They just signed La'el Collins.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs are yeah, you go do that. We're just, sit back. Honey Badger, yeah, you can go. Our big signing is Justin Reed. Wow, you got a safety that's just okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just bad. Hey, to be fair, the guy that almost every single outlet believes is the best free agent, Teron Armstead, he's still available.
Yeah.
Maybe the Chiefs get him, but they're not getting him.
Probably not.
They're not getting him. So, okay, now aside from anything the Chiefs done, this I think is the worst contract. Von Miller getting $20 million a year for 6 years by the Bills is one of the dumbest moves I've seen in a while.
No, it's pretty hard to.
Like, if you're giving him $20 million for 3 years, I can say, okay, you're just doing it for, like, to push to the Super Bowl to make sure he signs there. But 6 years? You're going to have to cut him and get dead cap, or you're going to have to trade him. You're telling me at 30, when he's 35 in 3 years, he's still going to be that good? I mean, bro, he wasn't even the second best defensive lineman on the Rams last year.
No.
That was not him. It was Leonard Floyd. So, like, you're telling me that the third best defensive lineman on the Rams is going to be, like, worth $20 million a year? Stop the cap.
Honestly,
that's so bad.
If he can have, like, one great
good
prime Von Miller season, they have a good shot.
Just playoffs. If he just has, like, a 2015 Von Miller playoffs.
Like, they have a good shot. But
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure if he wins, he's going to be the first to do it in 3 teams, right? I think so. I think he's going to be the first player in NFL history to win in 3 teams.
I don't know how many. I don't know.
I don't think anyone else has done that before. I think that's going to be his big feat if he does it. He's going to win 3 Super Bowls in 3 different teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. I think
so bad.
the Bills, I feel like, are sliding a little bit too. Like, I would have gone all out for McCaffrey. Like,
I wouldn't.
Who they signed J.D. McKissick. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, pretty much anything is right after the running back.
Is that really an RB1 though? Like it's better than
they do
Zach
have an
Ma.
RB1. He wears, like, what is it, number 17? You know, the last name starts with an A.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, he's RB1.
I mean, it's better. J.D. McKissick is better than Devin Singletary and Zach Ma. Yeah, it's just this is not good.
Man,
and then they released Cole Beasley too.
They did?
Yeah. For some reason, like,
I guess they got to clear some space to sign Von Miller.
I guess so. Getting word Zion won't be back this season. It's really shocking.
Yeah, man.
I think one of the best moves of the offseason, it comes from Tennessee. You release Julio Jones, and you replace him by using a 6th-round pick to get Robert Woods. That is a pretty good.
I think a 6th for Robert Woods is really cheap.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, like, Julio was hurt and he still had a decent year. But it's like, I mean, I get it, you got Robert Woods, but, like, you kind of need more than just. I mean, because to be fair, you can't even say, oh, well, Robert Woods is more healthy. Because, like, no, he literally missed the whole year last year because of an ACL. So, like, yeah, I like that they got him for a 6th. I think the Rams made a mistake getting rid of him for that much. But to be fair, the Rams, they upgraded a lot more. I mean, the Rams just got, like, the best free agent wide receiver in Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Who literally is, like, great signing, but, like...
They literally, like, they don't need him.
Yeah, I mean, even if they lose Odell, I think their wide receiver core gets upgraded. Because you didn't play with Woods the whole year. So you lose Odell, because he might come back.
Well,
so if you lose him, you upgrade the receiver to Allen Robinson. I mean, bro, the Rams...
Woods literally got hurt, like the 3rd practice or 2nd practice with Odell. Like, they would have been so unbeatable had they had 3 receivers like that.
I mean,
they weren't getting beat.
It's kind of whack. But you know what? Other moves, the Jaguars, they are basically banking on the fact that Trevor Lawrence is actually good and isn't what he was last year, which is arguably the worst rookie quarterback in the league. Because they signed Brandon Sheriff for 3 years, $49 million. They overpaid insanely for Christian Kirk, and who else did they sign? They signed another free agent receiver, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, they got Forsythe or Louis Kahn.
Yeah, Forsythe or
the guy
Louis
who
Kahn.
led the league in tackles.
They released Miles Jack for some reason.
Yeah, I guess that was to get a Louis Kahn. I mean, they let DJ Chark go, which I thought was kind of whack.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember they definitely let Chark go. They definitely signed another receiver, though.
Yeah. It's just like the team is going all out, and it's like, I don't know, like, first of all, it's not like the Jags, even if Trevor Lawrence plays like he's supposed to, which means he wins MVP next year, he has to or else he's a bust.
Yeah.
You think you're going to win the division? I mean, not the division, the conference. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see the Jags win the conference.
They're definitely investing in the wrong people, it feels like.
I think it's at the wrong time, too. Like,
they've signed Christian Kirk, Brandon Sheriff, Evan Ingram.
Oh, that's right. That's who we got.
Foley Fodakasi from the Jets, Foye Lucon, and Zay Jones. And I signed Darius Williams. That's a good signing.
Yeah, I mean, the Jags, I mean, it's not like they're, well, I would say they're not bad signings, but Christian Kirk's a terrible signing that much. But, like, I mean, if it wasn't for Von Miller, that'd be the worst contract signing this year. But, like, I don't see it. I mean, first of all, I don't even know if they're even the third best or the second best team in their division. In fact, I don't even know if they're the third best team in their division.
They're probably not.
Okay.
They might be the worst team in the division.
Since we're talking about that division, let's talk about what is the only story that is bigger than Russell Wilson. Deshawn Watson, the guy who legitimately has a case to be the best quarterback in football. Unlike Russ, who was at best the fifth best quarterback, which neither of us believe that.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, when he left the Texans, basically said, I'm not playing for anymore. He led the league in passing with basically a bum squad around him. He got traded to the Browns, which no one saw coming because he basically said there are 4 teams who want him. Falcons, the Saints, Panthers, and Browns. And he said no to the Panthers and no to the Browns. And then the next day, he's traded to the Browns. He changed his mind.
Yeah.
He got traded for, let's see, I believe it was 3 firsts, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. This was the second time in NFL history in which a team got 3 first-round picks, which the only other time happened was Herschel Walker. So, yeah, Stafford was 2 firsts. Yeah. So, Houston literally got, like, 3 firsts, and I think it was, like, a second and a fourth. Like, they got so much.
When I saw it, my first reaction was I thought I would see Baker Mayfield in this trade. But then I thought about it, and I was like, the Texans have Davis Mills, so they don't need Baker.
It's funny to joke about Davis Mills, but the bottom line is he was arguably the best rookie quarterback last year.
I think it's funny because it's like Deshaun declined being traded to the Browns, and then the next day he wanted to be traded to the Browns, and then Baker requested for a trade. The Browns said no, and now it's like you can't just keep that guy as a backup. Like you can find some value out of Baker Mayfield.
I mean, I know there's reports saying he's probably going to go to like the Colts.
Yeah, I mean he fits perfectly as like a Colts player, or a Colts quarterback. So no. But I think just the fact I was super high on Deshaun Watson. I always have been.
The Cleveland Rape Crisis Center has received more than 1,000 donations since Deshaun Watson got traded.
God.
I've also been high on Deshaun. I've always believed he's better than Mahomes. I've always believed that if you replace them on where they were, Mahomes would never be even an MVP candidate, and Deshaun would have won MVP every year.
Yeah, no, I was always super high. I was like, Mahomes 1, Watson 2 is where I had it. And I still think him and Amari Cooper, because he's on the Browns now.
Yeah.
I still think that they're gonna be good. I don't think he'll lose a step.
I think he might be like rusty the first few games. It's just that when you look at him, like, he was so good. He's like Aaron Rodgers, but like he's not afraid to throw the ball like Rodgers usually is, where he only throws it to the wide open guy. Like Deshaun will put it in those like hard to get areas.
Yeah.
And it will make it work. Like he's like what Aaron Rodgers fans think Rodgers is, but
are you trying to make a joke there?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I realized it could be, but I wasn't trying to. Like he legit he will throw it into those tight areas that Rodgers doesn't throw to. Yeah. Like Rodgers will throw a Hail Mary when he has to. Like when you've got like 2 guys covering someone, unless it's Devontae Adams, Rodgers is never throwing that, but Deshaun will, and it'll make it work. And I think the Browns definitely upgraded quarterback. I think that it's funny that Mayfield ends up being added to the QB graveyard jersey.
Yeah.
But like, one, it is the Browns, so I don't really know if Deshaun is going to be that good this year because it is the Browns.
They are.
And
the
I mean,
Browns, but
Jake Delhomme was great for like a little bit with the Panthers. Wasn't with the Browns. I mean, who was it? Who was the quarterback they had that almost made the playoffs with? The guy from like the late 2000s. I don't know. They had this Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson was a Pro Bowler for him. Then he sucked.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he had the team go 11-5 and they missed the playoffs. One of the very few times an 11-5 team missed the playoffs. Because, of course it did, because it's the Browns. But I think the Texans, it's harder to say who won the trade, unlike Russ, where it's like you're getting an over-the-hill Russ for that. Yeah. But, like, with Deshawn, it's, one, he's probably going to be suspended from the NFL, even though the grand jury said he didn't do anything wrong. NFL's probably going to suspend him for, like, half a season. So, like, you don't really get him for 1 year. And then the Texans, Davis Mills has shown as of now that he is, like, a legit franchise quarterback. And so you build around him with all those firsts. You can be talking about in, like, 3 years, the Texans are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Whereas the Browns, it's like, if they're not this year or next year, are they going to be?
Yeah. No, because I can't imagine that in 3 years you're getting the same type of production out of Chubb and Hunt.
No way.
And, Deshaun will be 30 at that point. Like,
Amari Cooper's not going to be the same.
No. Honestly, like, let's talk about the Cowboys for a second and how they have been. If it's not the Chiefs, it's the Cowboys with the
Randy Gregory saying he's going to come back, then he leaves, and then he blasts the fans. You hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Lyle Collins,
Amari Cooper, like, they're getting worse. It's like they missed their window, but at the same time, if they could have just upgraded, they could have gotten, like, they can still get better.
Remember, there are trends, and trends exist for a reason. It has been a legit, I think, like, since maybe, like, the early 2000s. I think it was since the Eagles did it back in the early 2000s. No team in the NFC East has won back-to-back years. This is proof. It's going to be probably the Eagles that win the division this year. Which, I can't believe that it's going to be the Eagles, but it's probably going to be the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the Giants.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the Giants. I can tell you that. The football team. You think Carson Wentz is that guy? Because that's the other quarterback we forgot. Yeah, we forgot about that guy. But to be fair, who cares? It's Carson Wentz. Who cares that we forgot him?
Yeah,
the Eagles got Hassan Reddick. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
The Eagles, they haven't traded Minshew, so at the end of which I think is smart, because either way you have a guy that can be your quarterback. You have one that's a better quarterback and one who's better at carrying an offense. So Eagles are fine if they keep both quarterbacks. The receivers are still going to be suspect because it's the Eagles and they can't draft receivers at all. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see with the Eagles, but I think they're going to win the division. The Giants, your team. So what have they done? They got Tyrod and what else? They lost Evan Ingram, which...
Mark Lewinsky.
Whoa.
It's like 3 linemen you probably never heard of. So, really nothing. But to be honest, like, what are they supposed to do? They've gotten guys... They pretty much only gotten guys that have played for Dable. So, I guess people like Dable, but I don't know. I'm reading on more... Because DJ Chark did an interview, and he talked about Urban Meyer, and I'm kind of reading up on this. Like they literally...
Urban Meyer's a legend. Not in a good way, but he's a legend.
He said... He told 4 Jaguars players, he said, if I cut you guys, you couldn't get a job paying more than $15 an hour. What?
Urban Meyer. Okay. As for the Panthers, the moves that they've done are really suspect. From what I understand, they re-signed Dante Jackson. They signed a couple of guys who are considered good offensive linemen, Bradley Bozeman and Austin Colbert. And then, they gave a new contract to DJ Moore. They got Johnny Hecker. They've done a lot of decent moves, but, one, you lost to Hassan Reddick. It doesn't look like they're re-signing Gilmore. They cut A.J. Bouye for, no reason.
Yeah.
So, which, to be fair, even if they lose Gilmore and A.J. Bouye, they still have 2 first-round pick cornerbacks in C.J. Henderson and J.C. Horn. and they still have Dante Jackson. So they still have an elite, if not the best cornerback group in football. It's just not as deep as it was. But, like,
Yeah.
I mean, the Panthers, at the end of the day, they're going to draft a quarterback, and I'm just praying every day that it is not Sam Howell.
And it is Desmond Ridder.
No, I don't want him there. He's going to get ruined if he's there. I want them to draft Matt Corral. I think he's the best overall quarterback in this draft. I think Malik Willis is overrated a bit.
What if they just wait a year?
Huh?
What if they just wait a year?
I don't want to wait. Dude, they've been waiting a year for like 6 years.
Bro, so have the Giants, but they drafted Daniel Jones, and look where I'm sitting.
Yeah, because they drafted him I don't know, about like a round too high.
They drafted him a year too early because they could have had the Joe Burrow draft. If you got like literally anyone who was bad, and the Giants just went like 1-15, we'd be sitting with Joe Burrow right now.
Or Justin Herbert.
Or Herbert.
Or Tua Tagovailoa.
Or Tua.
I don't know if that's much better.
Was Gardner Minshew in that draft too?
Yeah, you could have gotten him in like a 3rd or 4th round or 5th round.
Literally anyone. This is what Urban Meyer said to John Brown after he ran the wrong route. He said, "Hey Trevor, you've got to slow it down for him. These boys from the South, their transcripts ain't right." That is awful.
Hey Trevor.
Their transcripts aren't right.
Oh my God, dude! Urban Meyer is a legend. He is a great coach. He is a great human being. He's a great team leader. Never did anything wrong that made any of his players not like him for any reason whatsoever. Never did any physical alteration with any of his players. Never skipped out of the team to be with a woman. He's a nice guy. Trustworthy fellow.
God, that is wild. He actually said that.
Okay, as for free agents that are still available, Teron Armstead is still available. Stephon Gilmore is still available. The Honey Badger's available. Bobby Wagner's available. Trent Brown, Hakeem Hicks, Jadeveon Clowney are available. Gronk is still available. Derek Barnett. OBJ, MVS.
Still good.
Jameis Winston, who is the best quarterback, so take that at whatever you feel like that deserves. Leonard Fournette's still available. Eric Fisher's still available. Got a lot of decent players out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Panthers got Xavier Woods. Forgot about that. So, underrated move that I feel like people aren't talking about is C.J. Uzomah getting signed by the Jets, because I feel like that's a big hit to the Bengals.
I feel like it is too. But I'm gonna think about it in like a Jet sense. I'm gonna say it once. The Jets are going to jet. And if you don't really know what that means, it means they're gonna suck. Either way you
Zach
put
Wilson
it,
is gonna be bad. He's gonna trade.
Either way,
I
you
said
put
this
it,
literally to my dad when he got drafted. I said, "There's the next quarterback to be traded for a 3rd-round pick."
Yeah, like here's what's gonna happen. They have stellar off seasons, sign great players, and you know what happens next?
Either they get hurt, they suck, or they get traded for nothing.
And most of the time, it's number 2. They just stink. It's the Jets. People want to play for them for some reason.
People want to play for the Knicks for some reason.
Okay, sure. Yeah. It's literally, the Jets is where you waste your career. They're going to give you all this money. Dude, if they give you $10 million, take $3 million somewhere else, because this you're going to waste your career here.
The only signing in the last 3 years that's been good is the Corey Davis signing, which which is insanely good when you compare how bad Kenny Golladay is.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they got that one linebacker from the Ravens, and he ended up playing one game across 2 seasons because he got hurt and then he opted out. Only the Jets could do that.
I don't even remember his name, to be honest.
Jets linebacker. Yeah, it was someone just absolutely terrible. It was someone who was good, but he didn't play whatsoever. I don't think he's on the team anymore. It was just.
I don't remember who it is.
Yeah, it was some dude from the Ravens. It was bad. Yeah, Ravens linebacker to Jets.
C.J. Mosley.
Yes, C.J. Mosley.
C.J.
He played,
Mosley.
I think, literally 1 game for them across 2 years.
And the beginning of last year, he was like, "You only see me play in 2 years. I can still I'm the best in the league. You just don't even know it yet because you haven't seen me play." And he sucked.
C.J. Mosley is still in the Jets. He played 2 games in 2019. He didn't play in 2020, and he did play last year, and he wasn't even a Pro Bowler. Despite being a Pro Bowler the last 3 years he was in Baltimore. That's a great signing. The Jets totally didn't bomb that one. Great pickup. Clap for the Jets for that great signing.
Even like the Bengals don't re-sign Carl Lawson and they get Trey Hendrickson, and Trey Hendrickson's great. Carl Lawson tears his ACL in practice before the season even starts. It's like, I feel bad for Carl Lawson, but you chose to go to the spot where your career is.
You're going to the Jets.
You're shambles.
You're not. You just, dude. It's just so bad, dude. The Jets are a joke of a franchise.
It's so funny.
They're so bad. I mean, bro. And I mean, they really are, and I think it's funny. I really do. Because like, it's a team where you just look at them and they're like, man. Every single like year, you think, okay, maybe it'll be good this year, and then, I think here's what it is. The fans have not realized that Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan are legit 2 of the all-time greatest quarterback and coaches of that franchise. And they want to keep making fun of them, saying they suck. But in reality, Mark Sanchez arguably is the second best quarterback the team's ever had. And Rex Ryan is arguably the best coach that team's ever had. And they want to keep making fun of him. And it's like, yo, maybe get good. Okay, and by the way, back to my Kenny Golladay thing. Kenny Golladay played 14 games and he had 521 yards.
0 touchdowns. Corey
Davis only played 9 games and he had like 492 yards with 4 touchdowns.
I didn't realize this, and I'm not seeing it till now. When we were talking about Uzomah hurting the Bengals, he's not going to be there. But they signed Hayden Hurst. That's not like, it's not great, but I mean, it's not a bad replacement, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as good as Uzomah, but like, at least they got somebody. At least they didn't just, let 2 of their defensive backs walk to get a downgrade in Justin Reed like a certain team in Kansas City did.
Can't even think of it. Is it the Royals?
Yeah, man, the Royals. Hey, baseball's back. Hey, yo, we get baseball. Your team finally got rid of Gary Sanchez, the biggest joke in baseball.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything else, so it's cool. Just watch them suck again. Instead of expectations this year.
And then you extend Boone again.
Yeah. They extend Boone, but not Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I know the Steelers. I know they've had a pretty respectable offseason. They upgraded their quarterback, I guess, to get the legendary. Had a bunch of people who are talking about how, Mitch Trubisky, only casuals think he's bad. It's like. You're winning a Super Bowl with Mitch Trubisky. I will say this. Lost like Juju. They added a couple okay linemen. They got Miles Jack. I think they got one cornerback or something. To be fair, almost any quarterback that's a starter or a bench warmer is better than Big Ben last year. I mean, Big Ben was the worst starting quarterback in football last year. So anyone's a direct upgrade. I mean, bro, Sam Howell might be an upgrade at quarterback. That's how bad Big Ben was. And the team still made it to the playoffs. You upgrade your defense, you lose Juju, but you gain an offensive line because your best offensive player is a running back who was great despite having no offensive line and terrible play calling. Steelers can win the division next year.
It could.
The Ravens didn't get that much better. The Browns.
I don't see it happening.
The Browns got better, but is Deshawn even gonna play?
It's good that I picked the Ravens as my dark horse way before. Now because they just don't even look like they're gonna come close to next year.
Dude,
I mean, did they even sign a receiver? I feel like they did.
I don't know. Maybe they'll get Antonio Brown. I will say this. The NFC is so much weaker than the AFC, yet I still believe the NFC is the undisputed best team in the world. And I want to say this, I don't know all the money lines, I don't really do sports betting, but I will say this. I would imagine that the odds right now for the Rams to win the conference are the best odds, or highest odds, that there's ever been in the NFL for a team winning a conference. Because they are far and away the best team in the conference. The Packers are nothing. The Buccaneers, so what if Brady came back? Because by the way, Brady came back.
Yeah.
What did
that
they
did
add?
happen
They
too.
didn't add like anyone, and they already lost Alex Kappa, I'm pretty sure. And like they're gonna probably lose another free agent or two. So like, are they that much better? I mean, think about it. The Rams upgraded. The Bucks have done nothing, if anything, degrade. And I mean, yes, Brady had his best season last year, but he's only getting older. So like, do you think they're gonna compete with the Rams? I mean, really, the only team in the NFC I think that could give him run for the money are fully healthy, and with him playing like people think he will, Trey Lance is not. That's the only team.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a believer in Jimmy G. I think that
I do too. He's a winner.
he's a winner.
He's a winner.
But
Unless he plays good, then he's a loser. But if he plays bad, they win.
yeah.
I don't know how that works, but that's how it works.
Yeah, it's Jimmy G.
Yeah, remember he was playing good in the championship game and they lost.
Yeah.
Yet
so,
he played bad in the wild card and they won. He played bad in the division round and they won.
So, I don't think. I think that they definitely have the highest odds of any team to win the conference, but I don't know if it's like dramatically high. You know, but I don't think the Packers. I mean, if you get like a crazy season out of Kirk Cousins, the Vikings will win. You know, like.
Man, if Justin Fields like, actually is who people thought he was going to be in the years.
I mean, I don't think I'm not stretching it that far because they have no pass rush now. Because they've gotten rid of Leonard Floyd.
Well, I mean, the Packers got rid of Zadarius Smith, so it's not like their pass rush is that good.
They signed someone. I don't remember who they signed.
It's the Packers, bro. Like the Packers,
Yeah,
they're
but
probably going to win the division. But, like, so
who's Rodgers throwing to?
Alan Lazard and like Mercedes Lewis and probably Randall Cobb and like that other tight end they just signed.
See how that doesn't really work out?
Like, whereas who's Matt Stafford throwing to? He's throwing to the guy that had the greatest receiving season or arguably season in NFL history. He's throwing to, I don't know, just Allen Robinson and like who else? Well, I don't know, maybe like 3 different tight ends. Maybe they'll sign another guy. Maybe they'll like running backs to be even healthier. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the only weakness the Rams have is their line has gotten significantly worse because I think they've lost 3 starters at this point. At least 2. They lost Coburn and Whitworth retired. I think they may have lost another one, but like, dude, the Rams are just so much better than everybody else. Because, you know, everyone knows they're going to draft a 3rd-round player, a 4th-round player who in like 2 years is going to be first team overall. So.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say about the Packers, their defensive backs, they're solid.
I can't remember who they are, but if you say their names, I'll remember all of them. Be like, yeah, they're good.
Jair Alexander,
Great player.
Eric Stokes,
Okay, cool.
and Russell Douglas. Yeah, so they got
Kevin King.
Kevin. No, you don't have the team
Okay,
anymore.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, speaking of defensive backs, what about the Rams' true Super Bowl MVP? He re-signed the Bengals.
The Rams, true.
The guy that
Eli Apple.
Yeah, Eli Apple.
1 year, $3 million. You can tell people like Eli Apple and Kevin King go into the games, and they're just like, you know, it's my bread and butter. And you know what bread and butter makes? Toast. Got burnt. It's like, like you suck. Get off the field.
Kevin King.
Like, Rodgers could have played better defense than that.
Teddy Bridgewater could have played better defense.
I could have gotten a better, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, Teddy Bridgewater was a Dolphin, and then even more confusing like a quarterback. Like, bro, the Dolphins, like, you have Tua, and yeah, you're like, yeah, let's get another backup quarterback who can start instead of Tua. I was the other NFL, man. It's pretty whack.
What a league.
And we gotta also talk about the Eagles. I'm pretty sure Brandon Graham is the longest tenured Philadelphia athlete now because the legendary Claude Giroux got traded from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, like the day after he played his 1,000th game, it's almost like they knew they could do that.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's pretty funny. I think that Claude Giroux getting traded, because I think it's funny that he's on the same team with Joe Thornton, and they're on the Panthers. I just don't. That's just so weird. But like, just to piss off Florida Panthers fans, you guys got 2 players who the only point that they're there for is to win a Stanley Cup, and instead you're gonna watch Corey Perry have another ring Tampa Bay Lightning because you guys can't be the Lightning. So take the L. But as for the Philadelphia Eagles, free division, 3 divisions.
Yeah. No, this division's still up for taking. I think there's a clear-cut worse team.
Yeah, your team.
like beginning of the year last year, I was like, we got a chance. God.
Yeah.
I think Jabril Peppers is still on the market if they want to re-sign him. I mean, it's good that Sterling Shepard's getting paid like league minimum, and so is Blake Martinez. They restructured their contracts like league minimum to stick with the Giants. So maybe.
I don't know, man. They can help the culture and they can be good team.
Yeah.
I mean, at least as a Panthers fan, I can look at it saying, you know what? At least we're not the Bucs. At least we're not like
Yeah.
Who doesn't know he took a leap of mental health, and no one really was upset at him. Unlike Ben Simmons, everyone knows he's faking it. But we're just like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And now everyone's saying, I guess he was faking it because he said he was betting on football games. Like, I'll even put this in there. So yes, it was only $1,500 because he said that, and I'm pretty sure the NFL said that. Yeah, it's true, the $1,500 parlay. At the end of the day, you got it because that gets rid of the integrity of the game. But at the same time, I feel like a full season and potentially more suspension for that. Yet Myles Garrett ripped off a dude's helmet and then swung it at him, and that only gets you like a 6-game suspension. Or Deshawn having 22 cases and he might get suspended. I think that's kind of whack. You know, Ray Rice, Kareem Hunt. It's just, there's a moral high ground that the NFL just doesn't want to take.
Yeah.
But if it's the integrity of the game, it matters. But then it's not even like that because he didn't punish Myles Garrett that hard. So I just don't.
I think it's ridiculous if this dude bets $1,500 because that's going to take a lot of cash out of his pocket.
Yeah, like
And,
at least bet like
a
$1 million.
whole season of suspension. Meanwhile, Adrian Peterson hits his kid.
And he gets like a couple
He
games.
gets like 4 games.
And he's
You're
still
like,
in the league like usually.
It's like, and then like Josh Gordon smokes weed. He's out for like they
Every year.
ban him. Like,
Like it's so weird. And you know, I think the worst part with Calvin Ridley thing, you bet on the Falcons to win. Dude, you made a parlay and one of your parlays is the Falcons win? Like, dude.
he's an idiot.
You're not getting that.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, at least bet on your team to lose. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't look that much worse if you bet your team to lose or win. I mean, Pete Rose is still banned from the MLB Hall of Fame for betting on his team to win.
Stupidest thing ever.
I don't know, man. I mean, Shoeless Joe not being in the Hall of Fame is pretty bad.
There's
Or
a lot
Barry
of-
Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Why? If you're gonna put one steroid guy in the Hall of Fame, it's Barry Bonds. You gotta put him in.
I mean, arguably the greatest baseball player ever. Yeah, I would not put him in the Hall of Fame. You know, he did some shady stuff.
That no one ever caught him.
Don't
for.
mind the fact that as a league we didn't allow African Americans in the league for like 50 years. Don't mind that, but the steroids, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah, the
Like-
steroids that they never caught him on.
True, only allegedly.
Not once did they ever catch him doing steroids. It's alleged. I mean, it's
Dude, it's just because the MLB, dude. MLB, the only way you get in the Hall of Fame is if you're nice to the media. That's why Big Papi got him. Because he was nice to the media. So a bunch of the people just forgot about the time where he was kind of not really caught, but not really.
He
They just forgot about that. 'cause they're
Definitely
like,
did
he's nice.
steroids. David Ortiz definitely used steroids with Manny Ramirez, and probably Nomar too. I mean, like, you could say that. Honestly, the fact that David Ortiz is his first ballot is kind of wild to me, regardless of steroids or not.
Oh,
I don't think he's a first ballot.
Oh no! Stop that.
no,
He is a. If you were saying no steroids, he's clear first ballot.
Oh, really? He only hit home runs. He didn't do anything else.
He's clearly off. Clearly first ballot.
Hall of Famer, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not. It's not like mad. Like, I'm not mad, but I don't know. 71% was what he got in at. That's fair. I think that's a fair percentage for David Ortiz.
I mean, hey, it's better than Mariano Rivera getting 100% for like no reason.
No reason. He's the best closer of all time. No,
Ken Griffey deserved it more.
No,
Derek Jeter deserved it more. Babe Ruth deserved it more.
I'm not sure if Jeter deserved it more. Him being the first is wild. But
That's.
him being the first is like, all right, when can we stop with the stupid writers?
Yeah, because like, bro, like everyone talks about how like, relievers aren't as good as like the the closers and relievers aren't as important as a starting pitcher. Yet it's just a reliever / closer with the first ballot in at 100%. Like,
yeah, no, and
Just-
it's like the stupid thing about the writers is like they picked Altuve over Judge for the MVP because he's a short little guy, and they're all short little, like insecure, like feel good stories.
You know what? I want to say this too. In probably about let me get some. Verlander's probably going to retire in the next like 5 years.
2 years.
In about like anywhere from 7 to 10 years, Verlander should be banned from the Hall. You know why? Because he was involved in the cheating scandal. You're going to ban all the steroid guys.
Yeah.
Altuve shouldn't get in. Verlander should. You know, Verlander knew what was going on, so he's part of it. So all those guys should be banned.
Yeah,
and that's only fair if you're going to ban Barry Bonds and A-Rod and.
Yeah, A-Rod not getting in too is gonna be wild. Like
at least he did get caught doing it.
He did, but he was like 40 and was doing nothing. So it was like the most useless. Like Robinson Cano getting caught last year was like, all right.
Like all these guys who were involved in the Astros should be banned from the Hall of Fame because of the fact that they were involved in the cheating scandal. Yeah. First of all, the fact that none of the players got punished at all is stupid.
Yeah.
Second of all, the punishments they gave out pretty much mean nothing because I'm pretty sure like every single person involved in sport already have a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's pretty funny. I think it's really funny how the MLB has this weird moral high ground. Yet then when it comes time to like make a new agreement, they're like, man, I don't know, we can't really do that. Oh, you want more money? Nah, you don't want to do that. And then the players are like, yo, can we have this? And then the MLB, and the MLB as well. You know what? Can we have more playoff games? And the players like, only the MLB.
Only the MLB.
Oh, yeah.
Which it's gonna suck seeing like Dustin Pedroia go to the Hall of Fame after he had that one horrible MVP season, and everyone's pushing on that.
All I know is that MLB they better put Madison Bumgarner first to the Hall of Fame. He's the greatest playoff player in the
yeah, for sure. He's gotta be up there for playoff, and he rakes. The dude can hit.
I think he's the most grand slams in pitcher history. It's only like 2, but like
the fact that he has 2 is
pretty impressive. He's a first ballot. Yeah, I mean
he's
and especially considering there's no
more. Is he
even
on a team anymore? Like he's still on the Diamondbacks. He's still on the Diamondbacks.
I mean, hey, he threw it quote unquote no hitter because
that
was it 9 innings, so it doesn't count.
It counts.
It's a no hitter.
And now it's basically it counts.
Hey, I mean, and you know what? There's no more hitting from pitchers anymore, which I'm not a fan of. I like seeing pitchers hit because like we're never gonna see a moment as iconic, big, sexy hitting that ball.
Bartolo.
Just that's one of the greatest bats in MLB history, I think. It's so important. Okay, and before we wrap this up, opinion, yay or nay, the MLB playoffs expanding. I think it's terrible.
I think it's awful. I think there's gonna be this is what's gonna happen. It's 12 teams now. It's 12 teams, so it's 6 per. It's 6 per. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think it might be 16.
No, it's not 16.
It better not.
And I think it's 12. It's 12 or 7, and that means that the first 2 teams get a bye. There are going to be 4 AL East teams.
12 teams.
So it's gonna be if you go, there's 6 per side. It's gonna be Rays probably win the division, or Blue Jays probably win the division. Rays will probably win the division. I think Seattle's gonna win the division in the West, and then it's gonna be you got 3 teams left. I honestly believe it's gonna go Tampa, Boston, Yankees, and it's gonna be 4 teams in the AL East, and Houston will just miss. But then like you get to the West, and it's gonna be Dodgers, Padres, like the Mets, the Mets, the Phillies have gone off. Like
I'm gonna be honest. Even with an extra team making the playoffs, I'm really skeptical of the Mets making the playoffs because they should have made the playoffs the last year.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the Mets should have been clear-cut winners of the division if not for the Phillies, and then they both end up missing the division, the playoffs, and the Braves come in and win the World Series. Like, I don't know, man. The Mets, I don't know. The Phillies, they got Kyle Schwarber. He's going to be just okay.
They got Castellanos, too. Because there's a deep drive in the deep left field. It's going to make it a 4-0 ball game.
I just, dude, I mean, I don't know. I will say, MLB, if you're a fan of baseball, the only team you should be wanting to win are the Cardinals, just because it'd be such a great story to have Wainwright and Molina on their farewell tour get a ring again.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great ending, especially considering it's like, what other team do you really want to see win? I mean, I think it'd be funny if the Guardians did, but they're not gonna. I mean, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be funny if the Commanders won this year.
It would be funny, but I mean, at the same time, it's just like I don't really care that much.
Yeah. Maybe San Diego doesn't suck this year.
Yeah. No, you would hope so.
I think they're probably gonna.
I mean, Tatis is out for 3 months because he fell on his motorcycle. But he broke his wrist falling on his motorcycle. That's awful. How do you break your wrist? Like this dude is literally. You could be the best player in the MLB. You break your wrist on a motorcycle.
I mean, it's better than like straining your calf and your ankle for 3 months, or the whole year like Mike Trout was. Or it's better than, like, oh, I got a foot injury, someone gained 100 pounds and then missed the whole season, like Zion Williamson.
It's better than Yoenis Cespedes riding a horse falling into a hole.
It
drives one, deep left field. That goes up there, back near the wall. It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
Literally, like, the best player to root for. Bartolo Colon.
I mean, he's still pitching in like some Mexican league.
He's like 50.
I believe he should go back to the MLB. I think he's at like 249 right now. Some team has to sign him and literally just say, bro, just don't suck. Get one win. We want to see you at 250.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Hall of Fame pitcher. I think we're really going to see him at 250. Because if he gets 250, with how bad load management is in sports, it is a joke. Load management should not exist.
It is.
He legit could be the last pitcher to ever hit 250.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, load management is a joke. Nikola Jokic doesn't deserve praise for not load managing. Everyone else deserves criticism for doing it. Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I truly believe. I believe Anthony Davis needs to stop getting hurt from just, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a benefit. So, yeah. This has been Troy.
And Alex.
And this has been the NFL Free Agency, and I guess making fun of the MLB.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 dudes in sports.
Yeah, 2 dudes in sports. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one, either about the NBA or MLB.